Hello everybody. It's been a little while since I made another video, but I'm back. I'm making regular content and I'm going to get right into it. Today I'm going to be talking about week 3, day 2, Team Solo Mid versus 100 Thieves. We're going to be doing a VOD review and you know, there's nothing more to say about that. If you don't know me, then I'm coach and analyst Scoot. I've been in the scene for a few years, 3 approximately. I've worked with a CLG, Avant-Garde, Atletico, currently working with a Mexican challenger team called PEX. Also currently trialing for Order Esports as also Oceanic. So, that's just a little bit about me. But we're going to be talking about this game. I haven't seen this game. I know the results of the game, but I don't know what happens in it. And, yeah, let's just get into it. Again, nothing more to say about that. So, I'm going to be using the website eventvods.com. Great place if you want to, catch up on the day's events if you haven't seen anything already. And I'm going to be going through the picks and the bans and all of that, everything, as soon as it wants to unpause itself. There we go. Alrighty. So we all know who's on each team. TSM 100 Thieves. I really thought 100 Thieves was going to win this game. I expected them to. But TSM come make a good victory, get themselves 3-3. And well, let's just start with these picks and bans. Now, Camille and Azir, those are both two strong picks that, those are just things you don't want to see in the game. Bjergsen's pretty strong on Azir. I'm not sure how strong Hauntzer's Camille is, or, Camille Jungle has been seen in LCK. I'm not sure about LPL, but I don't know if that's anything Mike Young can play. But she is really good into the tank's top lane because she ults and then she does true damage. She has sustain, she has ranged poke, she has everything Hashinshin hates, so that's why we ban her out. TSM bans out Ryze and Zoe. Just two straight up OP champions that you just straight up don't want to see. And I just realized I'm blocking these picks and bans with my face right now. Galio, another champion that you generally see for Bjergsen in the mid lane. Faker's been playing it a lot recently, seeing a lot of play in LCK. Again, not sure about other regions. I think I saw it once in Europe. But final ban being Corki. I don't really think you need to ban that considering Galio is already taken away, and Corki is generally the counter pick to Galio because he just provides a lot of pressure onto that melee pick because it's ADC into melee, and it doesn't matter if Corki does magic damage because he still just whittles that guy down over time, and it's not going to be healthy for that Galio. So I think that's a waste of a ban. I think that was just oh, there's already 4 mid lane bans, might as well take away 5. And then 100 Thieves, they used their first pick to take away Kog'Maw. Now, there are still a lot of mid laners up. You have the Malzahar, you have, Xerath. We've seen Bjergsen play Xerath before, so we know that might be an option. So, 100 Thieves, they didn't really want to pinch down the mid lane pool any more than they already had to. TSM might here. They take Sejuani in their first pick, which I think probably the strongest jungler right now. Talia, again, pinching that champion pool. I think they want to force Ryu into the Malzahar. So Talia is going to be a fine pick into that. They already know that Malzahar is pretty much one of the last meta or really good mid laners to go for in this situation. So, taking away the Talia is going to force 100 Thieves' hand into an unfavorable matchup. Also, considering the 3 mid lane bans, playing Corki into Talia is, it's just a farm matchup, and it's matching the roams. When she hits level 6, you go back, get your package, and then if she goes anywhere, you follow her, or she just continues farming mid, times out your package, and then goes somewhere. So, that kind of mind game is now taken out because they did take away the Corki. And 100 Thieves, they're not even going to pick their mid laner. They're going to go for Jarvan and Alistar, which is, I think, when you have a Kog'Maw, you want to get Peel. And Alistar, yes, he can be a peel bot, but he is not as good at peeling as he is at engaging. I would have much rather seen a possibly a Tom Kench to protect the Kog'Maw, or a Braum to disengage fights away from the Kog'Maw. But I think TSM did a fine job in, picking that Sejuani first because she's really one of the only good tank junglers right now that isn't Jarvan. And Jarvan is, you have to go all in with him. His flag and drag combo into his ultimate is just, that's engage. That's the engage. And you don't really want engage when you have a Kog'Maw because yes, he can follow up from long range, but it's much better if you fight front to back with a Kog'Maw because he can melt those tanks like Sejuani. TSM is going to finish out the first round with their Gangplank, and Gangplank, I think he's fine into this team comp right now. They have a lot of AoE damage coming out with the ultimate, and then Talia, and then the Sejuani ultimate, and I think that is going to be strong enough counter engage right there so that, like, Jarvan flag and drags in, Alistar eat headbutt combos in, and then they have no escapes. So they get turned on with barrels, they get turned on with rocks, they get turned on with ice, and then they die. And then now Kog'Maw doesn't have a front line. So I think TSM is winning this pick and ban right now. Then they ban out the top laners that counter Gangplank instead of pinching that mid lane pool even more. Because, like, if they ban out Malzahar, and hell, I don't even know who else you could pick mid lane after that except for maybe Zerath. Because if you already have one artillery, you might as well go for two artillery. TSM banning out Gnar and Jace instead, I think that's perfectly fine because now Gangplank is going to have to play into a tank. They know that Camille isn't there, so Gangplank is going to have to play into something melee or something cheesy that nobody has seen before. And I think TSM is pretty much winning this pick and ban right now. Ornn support, that's an option, and it looks like they're picking that already. They have a pretty fat front line with long range engage from Ornn ultimate and Gangplank ultimate and Sejuani ultimate. They can engage from a mile away and all be perfectly safe. They don't have to commit anything to these engages. If they just engage, then they can see, alright, did we get a good engage? Yes, go in. No, stay out. And then they don't really lose anything except for ultimates. 100 Thieves, they're going to counter that top lane with a Vladimir, which is pretty decent into Gangplank. That's a matchup I've played myself. Then again, I'm not Challenger Elo, but that is, your auto attack is very slow, so you're not going to be able to kill those barrels before Gangplank can unless you time that really well. So, someday I think he's better than Haunter, so he might be able to do that. And 100 Thieves kind of forced into that Twisted Fate pick because you can't pick Malzahar into super long range engage and the poke that's going to be coming out from Talia because he's never going to have his spell shield, then he's going to get engaged on, and then what does he have to return? If he hits his ultimate, then he just stands in place and everybody else just throws shit at him. Like, if Malzahar ults the Sejuani as she comes in, guess who's hitting him with barrels? If he ults Gangplank, well, guess who's going to use oranges? If he ults Talia, guess who's going to hit him with a fucking bear? Or whatever Sejuani is going to ride in this game. She can ride a fucking Triceratops. Jesus. But, I think TSM straight up won this pick and ban phase. Varus, like, they banned out, 100 Thieves banned out Braum and Tristana. And that's fair because, you don't want them to be able to disengage your hard engage, but they really picked themselves into a hole by picking the Kog'Maw first and then picking hard engage, because again, Kog'Maw can't really follow up hard engage. He's really great at peeling back. He's really great at fighting that front to back, but he can't really walk forward because if he walks forward, that's risk for walking into their tank. So me personally, I really, really do not like that Kog'Maw pick. I probably would have rathered some Varus or first picking the Sejuani themselves, because with Varus or with Sejuani, then again, you don't have to commit if you want to engage. Like, you can throw out your ultimate, and if you miss, oh, that's okay, I'm gonna charge away in the opposite direction. But with Jarvan, if you EQ, that's your combo. That's your engage. Now you are in and you have to commit. They can easily commit because what they're going to try to do is they're going to use Jarvan. If I can go back 5 seconds, they're going to try to use Jarvan and Alistar following up with like Vladimir going all in. Like if they can get a 3-man combo with either of these knockups, and then have Vladimir follow up with the Hemo Plague, and then Twisted Fate just teleport in onto their backline, then they can get a good engage. But they have to fight through so much to get there. They have to fight through Ornn Ultimate. They have to fight through Gangplank Ultimate. They have to fight through Talia Wall. They have to fight through Talia Slowfield. They have to fight through Sejuani Ultimate. They have to fight through Varus Ultimate. They're not ever going to be able to get this hard engage because Varus presses R, disengages. Ornn presses R, disengages. Gangplank presses R, disengages. Sejuani presses R, disengages. Any one of these 5 ultimates cancels out 100 Thieves' fight, just 100%. And even if they do get picks across the map, like if they have Alistar roaming and he finds Varus alone, TF can teleport into him, but then it can get turned around with Varus ultimates, flashes away, disengages, on top of Gangplank ultimate, on top of that Varus ultimate, now they disengage and walk away. So this is an amazing pick and ban from TSM right now, because they just forced Ryu onto a shitty mid lane pick no matter what he was going to pick. I probably would have preferred a Xerath here because of its long range, and again, I have no idea what other options they might have had here, because they banned out Azir and Galio themselves, and then TSM takes away 3 mid lane picks themselves, so maybe they go for Lucian mid? AD? No, he's not. This is 8.2. He's not buffed yet. Actually, I think this is 8.1. I'm not 100%, but I know it's not where the Lucian gets his buffs, so TSM already wins the picks and bans. I think this is a major oversight from Prolly, and I think his focus on that Kog'Maw first pick really dug them into that hole. Granted, Kog'Maw was the #1 winningest ADC on this patch, but when you pick Kog'Maw, you want Disengage to go with him. You don't want Engage. If you take Sejuani first pick, they get Kog'Maw, then you can take something that punishes the Kog'Maw, like the Varus, who, you just ult, keep him standing still, and then you kill him. Or if you pick the Sejuani first, then you can ult to their Kog'Maw and kill them. It's like, I don't really like what Prolly did here with this picks and bans. Song, amazing pick bans. I love it. Now, early game, we see standard, not really 5-point, because if we look at the minimap right here, there's this open alley down here. They could easily be sneaking into this, but Vladimir did have this ward right here. He saw Sejuani, he saw Gangplank. They know they're not invading, so they're just lining up, memeing on each other, dancing, hitting them. So, nothing is really going to happen in this level 1. They didn't position themselves to do anything this level 1. 100 Thieves could have gotten invaded on. That's something TSM might notice and might try to scout out. Other teams might try to scout that out. Excuse me. But, basic level 1, basic jungle clear. They're just gonna go through the motions. Okay, let me just skip ahead. Nothing really happens, clearing the jungle, yada yada blah blah blah. Jarvan goes from red to blue to wolves, which is, not something you normally see. Normally he goes red to wolves to blue. But, it normally gives him more ganking power, because if you go red, wolves, blue, then you hit level 3 at blue, and then you can go top lane. But Vladimir is pushing him in, so knowing that Vladimir is pushing him in, Jarvan says, alright, let me go red, blue, wolves, circle back around to my raptors. That's a faster clear right there. Whereas Sejuani, she's at about the same clear. Probably, again, could have ganked top, but they know, okay, he just warded top, so I'm going to go clear my own raptors. So, jungler's playing pretty passively. Jarvan is ahead as far as the pathing goes because he's now on the Krugs. He almost did a full clear. He didn't take his Gromp. Whereas Sejuani, she took the time to take the top lane Scuttle Crab, which doesn't give as much XP. So she's going to be a little bit behind this Jarvan, but she's also taking bottom Scuttle Crab. So they're going to have the vision dominance in those rivers. Like you can see, there's the TF trying to roam top right now, puts down the ward, and he noticed that, oh shit, they have vision up there. I can't really do anything. Or now he knows by the time I hit level 6, I will be able to go into the river and do something top lane. Now right here, this I think is a fantastic play and just perfect from Afromu. Let's go back and watch that again. Because we see, Jarvan in the Fog of War right here. They're setting up this play. Afromu, and this is something I have done my entire life. I flash before I use any of my movement abilities. So, in this case, oh, they are playing on patch 8.2, by the way. In this case, Afromu, he flashes for the combo, for the easy double knockup, and then he's going to headbutt this guy, Varus, back into the Jarvan. Varus holds on to the flash for as long as possible, but because of that, Afromu knows, so he stays in front of him right here. Look, he's standing in front of him. If he goes back and starts auto-attacking Sven before his stun comes off, then Sven flashes away from Afromu, and now Afromu can't get the stun because he doesn't have his flash. But instead, Afromu stays in front of him, hits him with the stun, and then Meteos follows up. Perfectly timed knockup. Fantastic play from Afromu. Get that kill 100% of the time. Afromu says support is so easy. And if you don't know that reference, then I suggest you look up Afromu support is easy. It's a very funny video. But now, easy first blood, and you think, okay, now they can snowball this. Kog'Maw has 1 kill, Jarvan has the assist. Sure, there isn't a sure, actually. It's just a great play with no follow-up from anybody. Because look at the minimap. Sejuani is going back right now while this gank is happening. And then she sees, oh, we got flashed on bot. Never mind, I'm dead. So Sejuani, nothing to do. Just goes right back. Great play from 100 Thieves right there. Great timing on that gank. Great play by Afromo. Great individual effort by Afromo. That's why I miss him on CLG. Alright. And now that the hype from that play has died down, now we can ask ourselves, what can they do with this lead? Well, Kog'Maw is the one that got the kill, so now he can snowball into the mid game a lot easier. But again, 100 Thieves' comp is not really good into TSM's post 6 because they really don't have any way of getting in without getting fucked themselves. So what they're gonna want to do, in my opinion, is just keep camping this bot lane, get Kog'Maw so ridiculously fed that TSM can't do anything about it, and they just roll over and die. They need to commit Ryu and Jarvan to this bot lane right now. But what Mike Young does right here with his ward is super smart, because they know Ryu is level 6. They know he's going to want to roam bot, from what I just said. Not that they're listening to what I'm saying a week into the future, but they know that that's what the game plan is going to be. They know Kog'Maw now has a kill. They want to get more kills on him. We have to stop TF from roaming. So TF tries to roam, stops at the pink, clears the pink. Talia uses that time to push TF in. So now TF can't roam, or he's going to lose a lot of damage on that tower. He's going to lose a lot of farm. And if the roam is not successful, then he loses time, he loses money, he loses experience, he loses so much off of that. And that right now, Bjergsen is doing a great job of keeping that TF in the lane, just making sure he can't roam. Look at this ward right here. If TF tries to roam top lane, they're gonna know it. They're gonna know where TF is, and that's fantastic warding. Look, Talia just put another ward right here too. If TF roams bot, they're gonna know it. Warding those positions versus a TF, super smart. Because, you're going to notice if he walks through the river. You're going to be able to see him just from the minions that he's walking through the river. So that's going to be called out immediately. But if he backs off towards his tower, you're going to think, oh, is he going back? Is he, recalling? Is he, going to take blue buff? Is he roaming somewhere? But these two wards right here on the other side of these river walls, those are going to see, oh, that's where TF is going. He's going top. It's going to be able to see him going towards blue if he's going down this way. Or if he's going up this way, it's going to, okay, he just turned the corner. He's going top. Be careful. So these wards right now are fantastic from TSM. I know I've probably been gushing about that a lot, but it's really important to point that out. That controlling this TF and stopping the snowball before it can happen is their number one priority. Hauntzer's still pretty weak, which is why Medios is trying to focus top. But Mike Young, he knows. He sniffs it out. It's not like they had any vision of him going there, but it's still very important to note that, they knew another possibility if there wasn't bot lane, because they do have defensive wards bot here. They have been pushed up, so they would know if he was pushed into the bush here. So they know, okay, we have wards around mid, he's not there. We have wards bot, he's not there. Let's check top lane. Mike Young goes top, sniffs out the ward that was just put down, that could only have just been put down by Meteos, so they know Meteos was just right here. So Meteos backs off, Haunter continues to play it safe, and, he's even in farm, which is more than everything a GP will ever want because of that kleptomancy. And, LCS does this stupid thing where they don't show the fucking keystones immediately after getting into the game. They have to wait till 10 minutes for some reason. But I know GP is going to have kleptomancy. So, as we transition into the 9-minute mark, the 10-minute mark, we're getting close to the end of the early game. Everybody is starting to hit level 6. Even the bot lane is now level 6. What do these players want to do? Well, again, 100 Thieves wants to get those roams off. They want to get those kills, but they can't. They're being pushed in everywhere. They just went back. TSM knows, hey, everyone just went back. Let's get Dragon. It's free. They put down the vision. Pink ward, no vision. It's a free Dragon. That's a real huge lapse from 100 Thieves right there. Because if we look back to the vision control, we look back to the back timings, TSM's bot lane knows, oh, they just went back because we came back into lane. They weren't there. They're back buying. TF, we know, just went back. Vladimir, we know, just went back. Jarvan, we don't know where he is, but we know they don't have vision of this bush, so that's a free Dragon. Carelessness from 100 Thieves in the warding game right there. They didn't have any vision in the pit. They did have pretty decent vision top side, but, they didn't have any bot side, and if they did, then it was cleared out by that pink. And here comes Mike Young now for this gank. Getting the Cody Sun flash, getting Kog'Maw's flash is going to be huge for anything. But again, that's what I was saying during picks and bans. Mike Young throws out that long range ultimate. If it hits... Oh wait, they can't even follow up with Haunter ultimate because he used it to clear the wave. But they follow up with that non-committal ultimate. And now, because they know Mike Young doesn't have his ultimate, 100 Thieves can roam on him. Let's look back to how that roam got off. Now, there was a ward right here in the river. Talia starts to go bot to try to follow up this gank, but, the gank dies. They can't really do anything. Sejuani, I think, spends a little too much time here. She wants to try to force it again, even though Talia just went back into lane, and TF just went Maya. He starts to ult, and, oh, wait, there's Jarvan. Oh, wait, there's TF. Oh, wait, I'm dead. So a careless play from Mike Young right there. It was a great reaction from 100 Thieves, but that was more TSM Mike Young playing poorly than it was 100 Thieves playing well. Because, again, that vision lapse in mid, that ward that was right here that I was talking about earlier, it had just died like a minute before Ryu's roam happened. So not refreshing that ward, maybe it was on cooldown, could also be labeled as careless. Going for that clear when they don't have any vision, like, they don't have any vision behind this dragon pit. They don't have any vision in this red jungle. But she goes for the clear. She thinks, oh, I'm safe. Or Sejuani thinks, I'm safe. I can go for this clear. But then gets ganked. This gank right here, that's just carelessness from Ryu. Let's refresh what just happened here. So, Ryu starts to roam towards bot again. Like, Meteos clears out that ward. Again, like I said earlier, they want to focus bot. They want to keep snowballing Cody Sun as best as they can. Ryu, he starts roaming bot for whatever reason. Places a ward, or no, those aren't even his wards. He wants to start roaming bot again. Maybe to dive the tower, because, he has that point and click stun. But they force him back out. Burns flash for flash. And, again, they didn't have any vision of that side of the jungle, so roaming that aggressively is pretty risky. It's not something that, you'll get punished for in bronze, but here in the LCS, you will get punished for roaming or pathing too aggressively. Now, there isn't much to say right now, so we can comment on the warding game. Defensive wards right down the river. Again, here's that ward I was talking about earlier, the one that Ryu bypassed because it had died. This ward right here, super important. Ryu's ultimate about to be back up. That needs to be refreshed on cooldown if they don't want their bot lane to continue getting fucked. So Bjergsen needs to be on top of that. Mike Young, I guess he needs to keep contributing to that. But TSM sets up this defensive line of vision, and then Mike Young goes top lane. They kind of abandon it. All of their vision gets just swept out except for the scuttle crab right here. So now this defensive line of vision is a lot weaker because look at where that ward was placed. If just go back 5 seconds or 10 seconds, look at where this ward is placed. That can catch Jarvan coming into your jungle, but that's not gonna catch him coming into this bush right here, which has a pink in it, and is followed by another pink in the tri-brush. They're not gonna see Jarvan coming in towards his bot lane. They have a defensive ward in this tri-brush, but at that point, it is super, like, if Jarvan is already in this tri-brush, then it is almost too late. And I'm sorry for the Discord notification. I'll answer that later. Because I was pinged, and I honestly don't give a damn. If we look at the rest of these lanes, even in top, that's exactly what GP wants. Even in mid minus the kill, a little bit of a farm lead there for Talia, that's going to happen. She's a pushing lane. Even in CS in the bot lane, 0-1-0 Varus, that's not what you want to see. A 1-0-1 Kog'Maw, that's not what you want to see as TSM. That is what you want to see as 100 Thieves, though. So, this early game has been going evenly, just straight evenly, because Gangplank, he's making bank on these Klepto stacks. He already has Triforce at 13 minutes. 0-0-0 Triforce. That's nuts. It's good farm that's making bank off of your enemy just by hitting him with your Q. This is exactly where GP wants to be. He is not getting pressured at all. Bot lane for 100 Thieves, they are in a good spot. Mid lane for 100 Thieves, they are also in a good spot. This is a smart ultimate from Ryu because he's basically just using it to sniff out where the enemy team is while my guy Meteos does the objective. They take this Rift Herald buff, and if I were them, I would try to put it down immediately somewhere. But mid lane is pushing in. Top lane is going to be cleared because now Haunter is getting higher level barrels. He's going to be able to have a wave clear now. Bot lane, it's pretty rough right now because they're getting pushed in too. So this buff that they just got, there's really nowhere to put it. They'd have to force it somewhere. And right now, TSM, they react bot in the 2v2. They force out the ultimate from Mithy. Oh, sorry. Force out the ultimate from Mithy to try to push Kog'Maw away from the tower. They can't get the kill, but look at this darkness right now. Those are cleared pink wards by Mike Young. Now Bjergsen is going to be on the roam. They know that Ryu's ultimate is down. They just saw him trying to roam top lane. And reactively, 100 Thieves tries to, take top lane before TSM can take bot lane. Unfortunately, it's a little slow. So, good idea, slow execution. That'll happen. And it's not something to be too worried about. But, it's something that could have been picked on a little bit faster. They should have seen our pink ward just got cleared in the river. And orange just cleared our pink ward in the tri-brush. And then they commit the ultimate onto Cody's son. It's like, oh crap, they want to go in on us in bot lane. That's when 100 Thieves should have recognized we either have to go bot now to defend, or we go top and commit to that tower. Ryu tried to, but he got spotted out by those wards and immediately got pinged. And he was like, let me just go push mid. And Vladimir, he did his damnedest to push in, which is the right call to do, but it was just too slow on Meteos' part to roam up towards top lane and then drop the Rift Herald and they just missed out by a few seconds. They made the right play. It was just a little slow. And that's not too much money they're going to be missing out on either, because they did trade, turret for turret. It's just that first turret gold gives an extra 500, I think. And now 100 Thieves pushed up a little too far, so there's no turret there. TSM knows this. They know they don't have that protection, so Mithy, he can just push into that bush and take that pink over and over again. They also set up pretty decent vision around here, so they're going to know where Jarvan is if he's coming in towards the bot side of the jungle. And because of this, they saw Jarvan. They saw him rotate towards the mid lane. They don't know where he is now, but they still have that pink in the river, so they're going to be able to take another free dragon. I just want to go back a few seconds and see how this is set up. So we see Ornn clearing this pink, and we know Talia, or they know Talia had roamed towards the bot side. So they know, okay, let's back off a little bit here. Dragon is up. Talia goes mid, pushes in Ryu, forces him back towards his tower. So now this bot lane just pushed in. Talia just pushed in. Gangplank still has his ultimate. So Mike Young comes down. They take the free dragon, and then they're able to walk away just for nothing. They barely had to do anything. All they had to do was push those waves, and then they walk in and take the dragon for free. It's a crazy good map control right now for TSM. On the bot side, at least. Top side, still pretty even. There's no defensive or offensive vision up on that top side in the river. Like, there's that one red ward in the pit right here, and that might catch Jarvan trying to make a cheeky snipe down that way. His gank not even worth talking about. That range on Hemoplague is huge, Jesus. But yeah, this is going to get turned around on 100 Thieves. They commit really hard to trying to kill Sven. Obviously, it doesn't work out, and someday dies for it. I mean, we can go back and watch it again, but it's just as simple as, Ryu commits too early to this play, knowing that Sven has cleanse. Like, at this point, just back off. You know he has cleanse, you know he has flash. As soon as the card hits and he cleanses it, just back off. It's as simple as that. But someday overcommits. He uses flash to try to get a little bit more onto Sven. Sven then flashes himself. It was just an overcommit. But then Cody's son gets caught out on the top side. There's no reason to use that, and he just dies. So, overcommit for overcommit. Not even. That was just getting caught out while the other member of your team overcommitted. Like, there's no reason for Cody's son to be pushed up that far too, because like let's just look at this vision. He has no vision in that tri-brush. He has vision in the river and behind here, which if someone is in this top part of the top jungle, you're not going to see them, and he doesn't see this gangplank, so he dies to the gangplank. That's just really careless from Cody's son. Like, sure, he's still young, but that's something you're farming and you say, huh, I'm pushed up a little too far, aren't I? And then someone shows up and kills you, and it's like, yeah, I was pushed up a little too far. That's happened to me before. I've been playing a lot of solo queue this season. I love it. No, I don't. But that's totally on Cody's son. He was pushed out too far away from his turret. He used his heal for some reason. I mean, he just straight dies. Shouldn't have used heal. Didn't use flash at least. Like right here. Do not do that, flash. Do not do that. You know Sven still has his flash. Do not do that. It's just really careless. It's not respecting the enemy. Like, someday, I get it. You used to be on a KT Rolster, and I appreciate that, because I am a KT Rolster fan. But, just because this is NA doesn't mean you can take these people lightly. Now, the game is going to continue. It's only been 20 minutes so far. I feel like I've praised and bitched about so many things. But they're, like, look at this vision topside for TSM. They're going to know anything that goes on in this topside jungle for the next 2 or so minutes. This is just split pushing strat from Ryu. This is nothing special. His ult takes out Flash. Flash for ult, that's a fine trade. He could have followed up with a flag and drag, but they know they don't have deep vision. They know that Talia can, roam on them. So they respect it this time. Sorry for burping so much. But yeah, that was smart from Meteos to not commit harder because they respected Talia's roam that time. They knew this time. It was a very, very smart play to just get the flash, and it's like, all right, we got flash, get out. That's something I love trying to teach my players is just if you got a small victory, you got the small victory. That's all you need. Don't try to take any more because those small victories are going to build up. You don't have Gangplank Flash right now? Okay, 2 minutes, try again. Kill him. It's going to be easy because he doesn't have Flash this time. Now, one of the Thieves gets committed on, but because it's all long range commit onto a guy with a cleanse, just fucking nothing happens. So now they burned two ultimates. Nobody died. Nothing happens. That's what I was saying in the picks and bans. They burn Orn ultimate. They burn Mike Young Sejuani ultimate. Nothing happens because they see, oh, we just completely engaged onto Alistar and then he cleansed it. There's nothing we can do. Let's get out of here. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Now they just have to wait another like 60 seconds until all of their ultimates are back up and then they can pick another fight. And then again, if they don't like that fight, they could just be, oh, let's back out of here. Yeah, okay. So, again, I'm really loving this team comp from TSM. It's so non-committal. I am a little stuffy too. I just got over a sickness like last week though. I don't know why I'm still stuffy. Concert, he's rich. He's fucking bank plank. He knows he can take it to this guy. He's starting to win in farm. He's still getting those klepto stacks. So Gangplank is going to be massive by the time the mid game really gets in full swing. Like we're in the mid game right now. It's 21 minutes. Mountain Drake is about to spawn in another minute. Dragon is up. Like this is going to be huge for TSM. And look, here we go. They commit knowing that Afromu's ultimate is down. They burn his flash. And now it's going to be easy for them to back out. Because they know TF is in top lane for some ungodly reason. They know Jarvan and Kog'Maw were not close enough to come in and engage. And even if they were, they could just peel back. Meanwhile, Ryu is still split pushing top. They're going to send Talia up there to stop him. He doesn't have any vision in that side of the jungle at all. So Ryu is going to back off. Very smart move. Because he doesn't know if Sejuani or Ornn or anybody is going to be coming up for him. Except for, the Varus in mid lane. And the Gangplank that just recalled in bot. So, 100 Thieves, they really need to work on getting more offensive vision if they want to keep up this 1-3-1. The problem is the waves are just going to keep getting cleared over and over and over again, so this 1-3-1 is not going to be successful. Gangplank barrels, and then Talia just rocks. There's going to be no pushing power into that kind of poke, into that kind of wave clear. So I think what 100 Thieves needs to do right now is just commit full time, like right there. That would have been a bad commit, but that's like kind of something they might need to do. Just blow up Mithy. Maybe burn his flash. Because then, like, Haunter Flash is still down. They know it. Oh my god, who's calling me? I don't care. It's probably a robot. But they know Haunter Flash is still down. If they burn Mithy Flash right there by, Jarvan EQing, he is a tank. He can get out of that. And then he does have, Warmog's armor. He'll heal back up. So, if they can get Mithy Flash, that's one small victory. But that's not even something that they went for because they knew that there was a concave around them and they would have been collapsed on because, again, that's what I was saying in the picks and bans. That's all of Meteos' engage. So right now, TSM pushing in the mid. They are pretty much pressuring as much as they can just so they can get this third dragon. And they are in a great position for it. They have the vision control. They don't have many pink wards around this area, though. So, here comes that long range engage again. They commit an ultimate. Nothing really happens. They're going to follow it up with probably GP ultimate or something like that. And then nothing is going to come of it. Or they're just going to disengage with the Talia wall and take the dragon for free. Great play by Bjergsen there to put that wall up. And then, again, 100 Thieves, they can't react. There's nothing to take. They were pushing too slowly in mid. And there's nothing they can do about that. Their comp just can't do anything about that. If they try to commit over the wall using their own flashes, then they can't flash to escape. And then they all die. If, Jarvan EQs over that wall to try to steal, then he dies. He has no follow up because he has Kog'Maw and, you know, Vladimir without Ghost Flash. So this is going to be really hard for 100 Thieves coming into the mid to late game because, again, TSM, their comp just has way too much disengage. It's going to be fucking impossible. At the very least, in patch 8.3, you won't have people first picking Kog'Maw with no peel. Because if you imagine 100 Thieves' comp with, like, okay, they do go for the Kog'Maw first pick, and then they follow up with Talia Sejuani, you go for something like Braum, Malzahar, and you just commit full on to peel, and like you get a tank top laner with Kha'Zix in the jungle, so you can continue to commit to like you have that strong early game, but with the Kha'Zix, but then you know in the mid to late game, Kha'Zix has like a 90% slow on his spikes if you're isolated, or you know, he can jump into the back line and get a pick if they do want a long range commit. It's just, I mean, I don't like Kha'Zix personally in competitive, but I feel like if you really wanted this Kog'Maw that much, then you can get it for something better than what you have now. Like maybe not Rengar. I'm just trying to think of other meta junglers. Sejuani, perhaps. Cody Sun with a nice cleanse right here. Great re-engage, but, you know, again, what can 100 Thieves fucking do about this? They're just going to get kited out. They completely lock out Ryu from the fight. Fantastic wall from Bjergsen. And 100 Thieves can't do anything. There's just nothing they can do. They engaged a pretty decent fight. They didn't get any flashes. Cody Sun had to use QSS and his flash. It's really the only thing they lost. But, you know, because they couldn't engage hard enough, they're peeling back. And now they're being pressured by all of this wave clear from, you know, Haunter Barrels, from Varus Arrow, from Talia Rocks. 100 Thieves is just going to get pushed in, and there's nothing they can do about it. It's a damn shame. But you know, this is the hole that probably picked them into. Not that I'm saying it was a bad plan. Like I can see what you wanted at first, but I think you got outplayed in those picks and bans. Which is, if you ask me, my favorite part of the game, the pick and ban phase. Which is, you know, I think right now and like in season 7 has been the most interesting it has been in a very long time. Because, you know, back in the day, you had like, oh, what do we pick top lane? Mundo, Shyvana, or Trundle? But now we have like legitimate options for every single lane. And so many different comps are available. Like, sure, people are complaining, oh, you only have 5 options mid, but that's better than the 3 we had top in season 5. Like, jungle, we have Jungle Jax, Jungle Camille, Jungle fucking, you know, Shyvana. Yeah, again, TSM, they just push in. I mean, there's nothing more to say than they use their wave clear, they push in, and then they, you know, fucking get it. TSM, all they really need to do is like they can commit a 1-3. They can do a 1-3-1 themselves if they have Talia top and then Gangplank bot, because they have this Baron advantage. They have the map pressure to, you know, stay on top of this Baron. If they can pressure bot lane, draw someone down that way, again locking Ryu completely out of the fight. And there's that long range Mithy ultimate again. They commit the ultimate mid lane. They say, no, this is not a fight we can take. And then they walk away because they can. It's nuts. I love this team comp from TSM. Alright. Next dragon is spawning. Everyone has to go back and buy items. Varus, where's your hurricane? I don't like seeing Wit's End. But if it works, I guess. Blade of the Ruined King on Varus here is gonna help him melt Alistar and Jarvan, because those two are gonna go in. Like Alistar and Jarvan are gonna ult in or do their thing, and then they're gonna get stunned and knocked back and all of this shit. And Varus is just gonna be able to do that on him all day. So I think Blade of the Ruined King is the smart next buy from Sven. Oh my god, that flash! Holy shit, that was beautiful. Oh my god, that was a perfect flash. So you see, again, about the team comp, Afromu has to commit flash in order to get a chance at that engage. But Sven just has, and they also committed Ryu's ultimate, but they just commit, Sven flashes away. He also could have ulted just to, add icing onto the cake and really make sure he wasn't going to get chased down. He still has cleanse too, so even if Ryu does try to hard commit and goes in with a flash stun card, then it just gets cleansed off, and it's like, damn son, 100 Thieves cannot engage into this team comp. I don't know why they keep trying. Like right here with Mithy, Meteos commits his flag and drag, he has to flash out, and because he doesn't have flash anymore, he just fucking dies. It's like, I think at this point they just lose the game, no matter how well they play. Their team comp just can't keep up with it. Yeah, they TSM get Baron. TSM gets another kill. Monster gets another kill. TSM just wins this game. Like, I knew they won this game, but like, I think this was 100% picks and bans. Like, past, I honestly think this was lost at first pick. Because when you pick Kog'Maw, again, you cannot pick engage with the Kog'Maw because he can't follow up. And if he tries to, then the other team will just engage into you to get to that Kog'Maw who is now walking forward. So there's really nothing he can do. But the way TSM drafted, they picked Sejuani Talia after banning 3 mid laners and having 100 Thieves ban 2 mid laners themselves. Probably dug them into the hole, and then TSM buried them with this pick and ban phase. That TF, terrible pick. Good in theory because you think, oh, I can roam, do something like that, but he just fucking uses his oranges, and it was K, and then they get the return kill because when Meteos EQ's in, he can't get back out. Ah, it's just fantastic from TSM. Like, if they don't win here, they're gonna win the game anyway. This is just over for 100 Thieves. Ryu split pushing mid. It doesn't matter because they win. So yeah, both Nexus turrets down. Sure, they defend, but there's zero way 100 Thieves comes back from this. There's absolutely no way 100 Thieves comes back from this. Oh, they're just showing a replay of the defense. But again, at this point, it doesn't matter. And more or less, TSM, they're going to get this Elder Drake, or they're going to long range engage at mid, and then take the tower, push everyone away from tower, because all they have to do is hit the R button a few times, and everyone scatters. So, like, TSM, all they have to do is hit the R button, and then they win every single fight. 100 Thieves, they can't do shit about it. There's no good engage they can get when everyone is grouped up. And not even when everyone is grouped up. If it's even 3v5, Talia can show up at the last second. Or, Sven, again, can flash away from that headbutt knock-up. So, like, what does 100 Thieves do in this situation? they don't have a team comp that can keep up. Probably if you're watching this, I'm sorry I'm being so harsh, but this was really lost at picks and bans. Oh, that was a great cleanse though. But see, again, Afromu, he goes in, and then there's nothing anybody can do. Afromu goes in, nobody can save him, and he's dead. That's all I can say. Meteos again goes in. Someday dealing damage, but like they can't get a kill. Everybody lives from the side of TSM. It's 100 Thieves is comp. They just can't get in. And that's the problem here. If you wanted to commit to the Kog'Maw, you have to build peel around him and then let the enemy team engage into you. But what happened here was TSM picked a comp where, and I've said it so many times, they can just choose whether or not to engage at any point. You can just choose, like, hey, do we go in right now? No? Okay. Hey, I used my ultimate. Do we go in? No? Okay. Hey, I just used Sejuani ultimate on air. We're fine. We can still get this Baron. I don't know what that TF ultimate is for, but it's clearly not working. Oh, I yawn off screen. Yeah, I think despite lasting 40 minutes, this game really has nothing else to it. It was going to be a slow roll from the beginning. And, people die. I don't have to go over that last team fight. I just know TSM fucking wins. Not because I already knew that they won, but it's like, look at their comp compared to the other comp. They just win every single team fight. So, again, I know it's harsh, but really, this game was lost at picks and bans. If you wanted to pick that Kog'Maw, then pick peel around him, or you have to pick the gangplank yourself, or I mean, even after they had already picked Sejuani Talia, you have to kind of see like, all right, they're really squeezing our mid lane champion pool. What can we do to offset that? So you pick Jarvan Alistar, and that doesn't help because you cannot pick hard engage when you have a Kog'Maw. He can't walk up without risking himself. You have to build around saving him with the Tom Kench. You have to build around saving him with the Braum, putting up the wall. Especially, oh my god, they when did the fucking Ornn get picked? Can I go back and see when that Ornn was picked? If I can, if games picks and bans. All right, they picked Kog'Maw, Jarvan. They picked Ornn after 100 Thieves have already banned Braum themselves. But Braum is not like that. Braum is something I would have picked up for myself, or Taric. But they committed to the Afromu cow Alistar, the Afromu cow Alistar, into Talia Sejuani. That just screams bad idea because of all of the other champions that are still up. Especially after TSM picks Gangplank, it's like, okay, let's just look at this right now. It's over. It's fucking over. What can 100 Thieves possibly pick into the TSM team comp that works? I don't think there's anything. And I know my face is in the way again, so give me a goddamn second. But, like, look at these bans. You banned out yourself all of the tools that could have helped you. What do you pick mid lane? This is a mid lane that I would love to see Galio, but you banned it. This is a mid lane where I would, or a support that I would love to see Braum, but you banned it after already picking your support. And if you pick Alistar, why would you ban Braum? You can just cleanse off his stun. And you know Ornn can be played in support. It's This is a very highly questionable pick and ban because when you follow up with Vladimir TF, Vlad is not a champion that can easily just get into a fight whenever he wants. He has no mobility, and how is he supposed to walk into a Talia? How is he supposed to walk into a Sejuani, a Gangplank? Sure, he can beat the Gangplank in lane or at least go even with him, but if you're going even with Gangplank in lane, then you've already lost that lane. It's His pick and ban is just terrible. Now, if we start at the beginning again, like the ban, if we just keep all of the bans, and if we keep that first pick Kog'Maw, we see skip ahead 30 seconds. We see Sejuani Talia. Now that's when you know, okay, they really pinched our mid lane pool. The only really good mid laner right now is, Malzahar. And Xerath is an option. Or you can do something cheesy like Nunu mid. I don't give a shit. Let me look up Oracle's Elixir right now. Because Oracle's Elixir is one of my favorite websites because it tracks all of the stats of every single champion, player, region, etc. So let's look at the mid lane champions. Aurelion Sol, one pick. All right, games played. No, pick ban percent. Rise, Azir, Zoe banned out. Malzahar not picked. Jace not banned yet. Galio, you banned yourself. Talia picked. Orianna, Cassiopeia. I can understand why you wouldn't want to pick an Orianna or a Cassiopeia here. I think Orianna works well with a Kog'Maw because you can shield him and you can put the ball down for a great big ultimate, especially if you have hard engage like Jarvan Alistar. Why wouldn't you want an Orianna? Is that just not practiced by Ryu? Let's go down the list. Kassadin, a few games. More picks than he is banned. Karma, a few games. Karma is great for Kog'Maw. It gives him insane move speed, mobility in a fight, great peel, and great poke too. I think at this point, TSM, they have to poke and they have to commit from Sejuani. Like Sejuani, probably the best jungler in the game right now. I think the best move right here for 100 Thieves is not Jarvan. Absolutely not Jarvan. Jungle, I honestly don't know who I would pick. But I think they should go Braum. And if we look at jungle, Zac is still up. But he's hard engage. I wouldn't want Zac. Evelyn, I don't like that. Jax, I wouldn't like that into this comp. Nidalee, perhaps. Rek'Sai, no. Skarner, super strong on 8.2, no. So really, there's no amazing jungler they could have picked into what TSM has right now. Because if you pick Zac or Kha'Zix or Rengar into Sejuani Talia, then you're going to get blown up and peeled every single fight. If you pick something like, well, you banned out Camille yourself, the 68% pick ban rate, but only 4 games played. It's probably for top lane too. If you pick yourself Lee Sin, the same thing happens. You go in, you die. Jax, no, that's not good here. So jungle, you kind of lock yourself into a bad pick already, no matter who you pick. So Jarvan, not the worst, especially if you want to get that early pressure. But I really, really think you pick Braum here, 100%. Like Braum. So you can put up the wall, disengage anything that Sejuani or Talia will throw at you. And then you can just hop away once Talia, bounces you back. And after Braum, I think you pick Gangplank yourself. If you pick Braum Gangplank, your disengage is through the roof, and you have that long range engage from the Gangplank ultimate. You can hold off on the jungle picks, see what they ban in the next phase. Vladimir mid might also have been okay into Talia. especially if you also have Gangplank, who has that giant slow field, and then Gangplank just runs in with his Ghost Flash Hemoplague, and it's like that could be nuts too. So, I mean, obviously, I don't know Prolly's game plan. I don't know the 100 Thieves game plan, but right after this stage in picks and bans, you pick Braum. 100%. You pick Gangplank. Maybe. Like, very likely you pick Gangplank here. Like, I've been in these positions. I have made bad drafts myself. But I think, like, there's a difference between, picking a hard engage into this, leaving Gangplank up when you know Gangplank is on the table, and now when you engage, like, this is where it was lost. This is where Picks and Bans was lost. And that's going to do it from me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this VOD review and this pick ban review. I know it's been an hour. It's a long-ass video, but this is what I love to do. This is the part of the video where you can leave if you want. I don't really care. Just be sure to drop a like, subscribe, follow. I don't give a shit what you do. But, VOD review, this was fun for me. I really liked doing it. 100 Thieves, I'm a pretty big fan. I love Afromu. I've been following him his whole career. That's one of the main reasons why I like 100 Thieves. I've been not pretty vocal in the Discord, but if you see the name Scoot in the Discord, that's this guy. So, thank you again for watching. I really appreciate the views. I appreciate any feedback you leave. I appreciate, if Nade Shot, you want to pick me up as an analyst, I'm... but, I'll appreciate any kind words you leave me. If you like this VOD review, be sure to say hey and say hi. I'll say thank you, and we can all get on with our lives. I think that's going to be it from me. It's just short update time. If you're still watching by the time this comes, again, you can leave if you want, because this is going to be about me. But, I mentioned earlier, I'm working with a Mexican challenger team called PEX. It's made up of former pros, basically. Like, if you think Origin in EU, it's basically that, but for Mexico. So, we're doing pretty good in this challenger split so far. I think we are something like 1, 2, and 0. The 2s are ties. Or 1, 0, and 2, whichever one are ties. Because they do best of 2s there, which I really appreciate. But we have 1 win, 2 ties. Pretty sure. And we're competing for the #1 spot. It's a really tough race, but I think we're going to make it into the Mexican series. Also working with Order in Oceania. I'm only doing the trials right now. I'm working with their OCS team, which, I know a few of the people already that are going through these trials, and, I might not get the, head coaching job, but, they're another team that can be supported. I like them a lot. I like the players. I think one of the OCS casters is actually one of the owners of this team. So, OCE, I like it a lot. Look it up. It's basically if NA were still in like season 4, with like how fresh and new the organizations feel, which is why I love it so much, because it's still like everything's fresh. Everything is like, so yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah, we're gonna have fun and get gold. Yeah, and it's like, yes, so fresh and new. It's fast and it's fun. But I really like OCE. I like watching it. Shit, the Olympic shit has already started. But I don't think there are any other updates from me. But yeah, I've also been solo queuing a lot lately, or duo queuing rather, because having one less monkey on the team really makes an improvement. Because I can't tell you like how many times I have had bad junglers in my life, and having my brother jungle with me is like, oh my god. But yeah, I'm a top lane main. I've been abusing the shit out of Ornn and Gnar. I've been trying to play Poppy this season, but she's just not very good into the meta picks. And I appreciate ADD from MVP in the LCK. And I know there's a lot of letters, but look them up. He's been playing Poppy and Sion, and it's like, yes, I appreciate it, but those champions are not good. Like, my man, I love you, but you're so, like, Get with the times. But yeah. All right. Thanks again for watching. Scott Scoot Belmont. If you like my stuff, like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Follow me on Twitch. I stream almost every night because I'm solo queuing. I'm trying to hit diamond this year. And if I do, that'll be the first time I hit diamond. The highest I've ever been is Plat 3 100 LP. That was like back in season 4. So, I'm grinding. I'm at Plat 4 right now. So, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But, yeah. Alright, thank you again for watching, and if you've lasted this far, then I really appreciate it. Holy shit. Thank you again, and bye-bye.